What a coincidence it is today, because an Indian has got Booker Prize. Are you aware of it, students? Can you name her? And the name of the book? She is a Manipuri. Remember, she is a Manipuri. She has written a book in Hindi, and it got translated into English, and she has won the Booker Prize. Her name is Gitanjali Shri. Name of the book is Tomb of Sand. So one day you too can win the Booker Prize. Okay. And when it comes to translation, my seniors would tell me how difficult it is to translate the idioms. I remember Davi sir, I remember Riyaz sir. Riyaz sir would make fun and say, Mera dil baagh baagh hua, which is in Urdu. And the translation of that in English is, my heart has become garden garden. It makes no sense at all. In the same way, in Tamil there is a saying, Valatakada, Nenjila Paidu, Marla Paidu, something like that. For which he would say, a pet goat jumping on the chest. Thank you. Sorry, I have to leave. I have to attend a meeting.
Thank you, sir, for that.
Yes,
remarks. Good afternoon, everyone. Some of my colleagues are here. Let me begin by saying I want to be very informal for this session. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to dwell on any theories. Okay. I am not interested in theories myself. So, no theories today. Just want to keep it light. Okay. I would like to begin by thanking Zahid, the coordinator for this program. Being the Vice President of the English Literary Association, he wants to have a program every week, which is, I think, a lot of work. I don't know how he manages that. Every week, one program. And he is managing his shuffling his this work along with his classes. It's nice work. And all the students who are here, in absentia, I can thank principal and vice principal and others. Some of my colleagues are here, but please feel free to walk away. This is meant only for students, it's not for you. Walk away, நீங்க போயிடாதீங்க. Because this is a translation studies, Tamil English கலந்து பேசலாம்னு இருக்கேன். Okay, because that makes sense. Yeah. This is going to be a workshop. Please remember this. The workshop. Adanaal I am not going to give any lecture. Idhula vandu neengalum pangeduthukkom. Okay, now and then I will give you some work. You may have to do it in the class. Maybe orally, or it would be better if you keep a paper and pen, which you never bring to class. At least here. I should have forewarned you. Sorry. Shall we start? Yes, I will not hold you for too long. Maybe 30, 45 minutes. Within 45 minutes, I'll try to finish this. I think in the present, I feel very formal. I'll go there. Yes, fine. I don't know if you can hear me. Abdul Rahman has been managing this technical affairs, which I'm very weak. Okay. So, this I don't have to translate. Before we go into this workshop thing, I would like to ask you some questions. Okay. What is the minimum basic requirement for translation?
Understand.
What is this is only for students. All the questions are for students. Because I know the teachers will very easily answer. I want to keep you on your thinking cap. What is the basic minimum requirement for translation? Language. Being language. Very good. 2 languages. You need 2 languages. I used to tell my students in the classroom, if you fall in love with a girl who doesn't speak English or Tamil, you need to learn the language what she speaks. Otherwise, you can't convey your love. அது மட்டும் நல்லா கேக்குது. So, basic requirement is two languages. You need to be good in two languages. In our regional context, let us say Tamil and English. அதுதான் நமக்கு ஈஸியா இருக்கும். Of course, that differs with the regional differences. So, people coming from various regional locations, they may need to learn the language of lingua franca, language of language. That's it. So my second question is, why do we or why should we translate? Again, I am expecting answers from you.
To reach more number.
Huh?
To reach more number.
Very good. Excellent. Good. To reach more number of people. Okay, the only basic necessity for translation is, otherwise, how do you convey the regional issues or the regional complaints, even complaints? People have regional complaints which they want to convey to the other side. That would be, you can spread out your message across. You would have noticed, see, I often tell my students in the classroom, in the book exhibition, அது 80% stall, 800 stalls இருக்கு. அதுல 80% stalls வந்து அது உண்மைதான், it's a fact, it's a statistics. 80% stalls வந்து தமிழ் புக்ஸா தான் இருக்கும். அதுல நிறைய stalls நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா you have translated books. I remember seeing Orhan Pamuk's Snow translated in Tamil as funny. Very difficult book to read. I don't know. I don't remember. See, this is the injustice. I don't remember the translators. Now things are picking up. Even the translators are getting recognized. I'll come to that in a little later. And the different slide. Many stalls, almost all the stalls have translated works. Translated from English to Tamil. And from Tamil to English, that is another wonderful aspect that's taking place. Tamil and English. So what does it mean? If you go from Tamil to English, what does it mean? Reach more domain. Very good. Global audience. You are going to have global audience. That's an excellent thing to do. English and Tamil going, it's a reverse global audience. So you will like to know what happens in the entire world. There are plenty of complications in the present scenario, isn't it? Various complications. Starting from food, religion, it's a kind of complications which are very specific to region and religion. And those complications are, getting filtered form. And that you will be familiar with if you have this kind of translations. The book titles here, how do we translate the book titles? Book titles here, unless you have the cultural context, translation, like cultural context, plays a very important vital role. If you are not familiar with the cultural context, it will be impossible to translate even the title. I am talking about titles now. Even the title will be very hard to get. For example, Pookuri or book by written by Perumal Murugan, I saw Mr. Adi reading that in English translation. No? Okay. Actually, I would recommend first you read in Tamil, the students, then read the English translation also, see the difference. Pookuriyoda exact translation வந்து பயர் கிடையாது. That is the problem. Pookuri, it has a cultural context. Fire actually means a fire pit. But in a Pookuri translate பண்ணனும்னா எப்படி பண்ணணும்? Pit of flowers in the moon. அப்படி பண்ணீங்கன்னா அர்த்தமே போச்சு. Because that book talks about honor killing. And it's a very painful ending. It has a very painful ending. I don't want to break it now. Spoiler. But if you want to enjoy the book, you need to have that cultural context. Because if a foreigner reads this book in Tamil, he'll all be at sea. we all at sea. ஒண்ணுமே புரியாது. But English translation படிக்கும்போது we can capture some of the what we call features and சொல்லலாம் இல்ல essence ன்னு சொல்லலாம். You will catch some of it in your understanding, in your reading. But you can never get this. I always maintain it will be very difficult to capture the essence of a book completely in translation. That is the only drawback. I am beginning with the drawback. I will come to the advantages a little later. So Pukuri with the fire and the translate, which in my opinion does not include the cultural context of which the book deals with. அதே மாதிரி பழையன கழிதலும் ஒரு சிவகாமியோட நாவல். பழையன கழிதலும் வந்து all that goes away, isn't it? பழையன கழிதலும் இது ஒரு proverb. இது வந்து அவங்க grip of change in போட்டுருக்காங்க டைட்டில், because that deals with the context of the book. Again, it has caste problems, caste issues, that upper caste, lower caste, and all this, the Dalit issues which are in this book. Again, the grip of change la avங்களோட accuracy போயிடுச்சு. Title accuracy is not there, but what matters is again the cultural context, not the accuracy. This is my first point that I would like to make. You can sacrifice a little bit of accuracy for the sake of cultural context. முதல் விஷயம். அதே மாதிரி சில டைட்டில்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கேன். கோவேறு கவிதைகள். கவிதைகள்ங்கிற வார்த்தையே இங்கிலீஷ்ல எல்லாம் பாருங்க. டாங்கீஸ்னு வரணும் ஆக்சுவலா. கோவேறு is the name of a probably it's a breed நினைக்கிறேன். It's a breed. கோவேறு கவிதை. செம்மறி ஆடுன்னு சொல்றோம் அந்த மாதிரி. Mule maybe. So beasts of burden translate பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஏன்னா when you are reaching the English audience, they may not follow the cultural context. So what you have to do is take the essence, send the message across. Easier than. Instead of trying to make the foreign audience dwell in the cultural context, instead of making them familiarize with the cultural context, which is a stupendous job, not an easy thing to do, take the essence and make them familiar. If உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஜாப்னா as a workshop, attending workshop, I want you to go home and do it, not immediately. Choose at least 10 such titles, Tamil books, and try to give them English titles, or vice versa. Take 10 English books, latest books, try to give them Tamil titles, whatever, whichever way you want to do it, whichever way you are comfortable. I remember reading this book some time ago, Catcher in the Rye. We put one chapter there in the foundation text. Reading that, Naresh sir made one remark the other day, long ago. This fantastic extract swept me off my feet, so I still remember that, because that has a fantastic opening chapter. I still remember that, this comment. அதே மாதிரி to serve with love. இதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன தமிழ்ல டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணாங்கறத you do it. This is part of your workshop. Okay? So I have given you some exercises. I hope you remember all that. Take a note. Only Irfan is taking notes. Okay, so you can borrow from him. இது இப்படி தான் பண்ணுவாங்க கிளாஸ்ல எப்பவும். டேய் ஏதுங்கடா நான் கிட்ட வாங்கிக்கிறேன். So you can do it immediately. Okay, you can I just want to set your thinking cap on. All right, next movie titles. This again another tricky thing. Grudge or படம் பாத்தீங்களா horror movie? Yes sir. Chinese film அது. Japanese. சரி ஏதோ சவுத் ஏசியன் வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். கிரட்ஜுக்கு வந்து தமிழ்ல டைட்டில் வச்சு லஞ்சம் கரெக்ட் தான், ஆனா doesn't capture the essence. அப்புறம் என்ன காமெடினா கிரட்ஜ் 2 வந்து லஞ்சம் 2 ன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. வேற என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? Yeah, but this can get tricky at times. I remember watching one film, McKenna's Gold, 60s film. ரொம்ப பிரம்மாண்டமா இருக்கும் அந்த படம், கௌபாய் film. அதுக்கு அப்படியே தமிழ்ல நீங்க டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா மெக்கனாவின் தங்கம்னு ஒருத்தம் கூட போக மாட்டான் தேட்டர். அது என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க கிளவரா,
தங்கமலை ரகசியம்னு வச்சிட்டான். கடைசியில தங்கமலைக்கு தான் தேடி போவாங்க. அப்போ ஹவுஸ்ஃபுல். ஏன்னா புரியணும். People have to understand what this particular thing is about. So understanding is given more importance than accuracy. This is my point. Okay. Otherwise, you can go for some more titles, English titles, and write translate them. That's part of your. Got it?